Good morning, and thank you very much for allowing us to join this very successful network of observatories that works for a goal as important as sustainability. Okay. The Tourism Observatory of Navarre is hosted by the Directorate General of Tourism, Trade and Consumption of the Government of Navarre. Navarre is located in the north of Spain at the western end of the Pyrenees, where it shares 163 kilometers of border with France. Its main nucleus of inhabitants is in its capital, Pamplona. Here you can see some figures about our region and tourism statistics to get to know us better. Navarre, being one of the smallest regions, has one of the most advanced economies in the country. Within the Smart Specialization Strategy S3, integral tourism has been included as a priority area of action. In the 160 kilometers that separate the north from the south of Navarre, you can enjoy a kingdom with history, natural, and cultural diversity, and a very surprising climatic variety for a small region like ours. After this introduction about Navarre, I'm going to present you the Tourism Observatory. First of all, we can resume the basis of the observatory in this famous quote by Lord Kelvin about the importance of measurement for decision making. The vision of the Tourism Observatory is to be a reference space for the tourist sector of Navarre, business sector, citizens, and public sector, in the search for data and relevant information on tourism development. Our mission is positioning the observatory at the forefront of knowledge in tourism measurement, competitiveness, sustainability, inclusion, and intelligence. Our most important objectives are knowing the information needs of the different agents in our tourist sector, designing and implementing studies that respond to their needs, regular publication of data and communication of the results to the sector, research and innovation focusing on the measuring of tourism sustainable management, promoting a decision-making strategy based on data in our sector, and encourage alliance with other entities that contribute to the mission of the observatory. The fundamental basis, or the raison d'etre of the observatory, is the Navarre Strategic Tourism Plan, 2018-2025, which is the guide of every tourist action in Navarre. This plan includes 6 programs dedicated to the territory, product, sustainability, commercialization, governance, and innovation. The observatory is framed in the 6th program dedicated to the intelligence and innovation in tourism. Program 6 contains 7 actions. One of them is the creation of the Tourism Observatory. This action comprehends the rest, and all actions are interrelated. We defined 5 dimensions or areas of study in the observatory: economic, social, environmental, territorial, and governance, which are interrelated. And we established 3 lines of work: analysis of quantitative indicators, analysis studies of other entities, and implementation of quantitative and qualitative studies in order to respond to new needs. Apart from that, and focusing on the structure of our observatory, we have defined 2 types of data sources: traditional and new technologies. Traditional sources are official statistics, administrative data, surveys, and ad hoc studies to respond to the newly arising needs. And as regards new technologies, we use big data, the Internet of Things, sensors, and information from social networks and online media. As we have mentioned, it's very important for us not only to use a battery of indicators, but also to implement studies that help us to solve problems or needs that may arise. Here are some examples of studies that we have implemented. Some of them are based on new technologies. Sam Formin will learn more about this study this afternoon. We launched a study based on mobile phones and other sources like surveys and administrative data. Natural areas of Navarre. We launched several studies with the mission of providing information for the calculation of the tourist carrying capacity and the design of a plan for the ordering and sustainable management of resources. A study of the mobility patterns of tourists visiting Navarre in city breaks through an operation of data collection and analysis via geolocation, with crossing of motivational and expenditure profile. The Way of St. James in Navarre, a comprehensive diagnosis in establishments, agents, stakeholders, and the study of the pilgrim's profile. The tourist in satellite account, the installation of counting system for pedestrian, bicycles, and vehicle on natural paths, and the deployment of social media monitoring platform. The broadcasting platforms that we use are the web, newsletter, and social networks. And we are designing the contents of our new website, where we are going to host a space dedicated to displaying data in Power BI. This is a very useful tool that we are now developing in several of our areas of work. And finally, this is our roadmap for the next 3 years. This is a brief presentation, and I hope that it has served to get you to know our observatory and the region of Navarre Pamplona better. Thank you very much.